A 20-year-old guy named Kevin Rojano was convicted on December 3rd of raping a 3-year-old. Grotesque crime. He was initially sentenced to 25 years in prison. Raw Story reports, quote, prosecutors said Rojano was playing video games June 4th in the garage of his Santa Ana home when a 3-year-old relative wandered in, and investigators said the man became sexually aroused by the child and assaulted her. The girl's mother was unable to get into the locked garage as she looked for the child, and prosecutors said Rojano covered the toddler's mouth to keep her from yelling. Rojano let the girl out of the garage, and her mother was unaware of the abuse until the daughter complained of pain. So this guy is an absolute predator, the worst kind. Now, are you ready for what the judge said about this? Quote, in looking at the facts of Mr. Rojano's case, the manner in which this offense was committed is not typical of a predatory, violent, brutal sodomy of a child case. Really? Do tell more. Mr. Rojano did not seek out or stalk the victim. He was playing video games and she wandered into the garage. He inexplicably became sexually aroused but did not appear to consciously intend to harm the victim when he sexually assaulted her. Really? The sexual assault itself is not a conscious attempt to harm her? And are you seriously saying that he inexplicably became sexually aroused? No, I can tell you why he's sexually aroused. He's attracted to children and he's a predator. I mean, he's kind of in a roundabout way saying, well, she did walk into the garage. What did you expect him to do? Oh, how absurd is this? They say, although serious and despicable, this does not compare to a situation where a pedophilic child predator preys on an innocent child. There was no violence or callous disregard for the victim's well-being. Fucking a 3-year-old does not count as callous disregard for a victim's well-being. How absurd is that? This judge is making no sense at all. I mean, you're splitting hairs. Well, he didn't stalk her and follow her down the street and then pounce on her and hurt her, punch her, and then rape her. She walked into the garage and then he raped her, so not nearly as bad. So you ready for the most important part of the story here? The judge cut 15 years off the sentence. Originally, the guy got 25. The judge was like, yeah, let's cut 15 years off that. Fuck it. Whoa, man. Whoa. Now understand, there are mandatory minimums involved here. 25 is the minimum. The judge was like, yeah, I don't care about the mandatory minimum. Take 15 years off that. First of all, I didn't know you could do that with mandatory minimums. I thought that was the point, that you can't do that. Second of all, we never hear stories like this about mandatory minimums in drug cases. It's always like, my hands are tied, I have no choice. The guy smoked one joint, but send him to jail for 25 years at least. So when the crime is a crime that really shouldn't even be a crime, they throw the fucking book at you and really hit you with it and say, at least 25 years for this minor drug offense, nonviolent drug offense. But when it's raping a 3-year-old, they just disregard the mandatory minimums. Yeah, I want to just give him 17 minutes in jail, whatever, cut 15 years off the sentence. Why? I don't know, I'll make up some shit. It's sad, it's pathetic, and it shows yet again our criminal justice system is beyond fucked.